Hello, if you're new here, my name is Mally. On this channel, we talk about faith, we talk about money, we talk about beauty, and we also talk about education. So if these are things that you are interested in learning more about, consider clicking on the red subscribe button at the bottom to join the family. So for today's video, I'm going to be talking about money. I'm going to be giving you some strategies about money management. So if that sounds interesting to you, continue watching. So if this is not even a topic that interests you, I would say just watch and you might learn one or two things that you can, benefit from it. As far as like money, I mean, we all are making money here and there, so why not figure out a way to manage the ones that we get? So, and that's what today's video is all about. So the first money management strategy that I would say is important for us to incorporate is paying yourself first. And what this simply means is like you're taking a portion of your money and putting it aside before you even pay any of your bills. Say, for example, if you make like $500 every fortnight, you're gonna take 10% of that, which would be $50, I believe. Yep, $50. You towards a particular saving to build like things like emergency fund, to build things for long time saving goals, or just to have money for security. I feel like a lot of times before the money even hit our bank account, we already have so many things that our money is going to work. So you need to put a strategy in place where you pay yourself first. So that could be, like I said, the example that I gave previously could be like putting 10% away of whatever you make a fortnight, or if you get paid weekly, whatever you make, putting certain percentage away, so you can build up like your emergency fund. You can build up a long-term saving goal. Let's say if you want to save up for a house, that could be, you paying yourself to save for a home. So the second money management strategy is to track your expenses. So what this means is you're creating an awareness where you are 100% aware of where your money is going. I know a lot of times that we buy things just because, it sounds good, or we go at the store and they have these things like for that was previously, let's say, $99, and now today you go at the store and they're selling it 50% off, and then ding ding in your head you're like, $99 and 50% off. So you will literally convince yourself, even though that was not what you went to the store for, but because you saw that huge discount, technically you'll convince yourself and you'll be like, oh, I need this, even though you don't really need it. However, if you're tracking your expenses, that creates a form of awareness that you then don't just spend your money wherever or whenever. You become so subconsciously aware of every dollar that is being spent. And I know a lot of people, have found success in this. Even myself personally, I've found that it is a very good strategy that if you like consciously do monthly, or let's say weekly, it can definitely help you or prevent you from overspending. And that's just been my experience. So that's what I feel like is so important for us to incorporate that in our money strategy, because doing that, like I say, it creates an awareness, and it also helps you know where your money is being spent. And one of the things that can help, with this is, because I know a lot of people be like, oh, okay, is there is there an easy way to do that? I mean, create a monthly rundown of your finance, where you put things on there that you normally, let's say, you normally buy. You can put those list of things on there and then track every time you buy those things, you like, okay, I spend $100 on, let's say, a water filter, or I spend $50 on groceries. I spend, this on paying for, let's say, a new blender, you know, and you get to track those things. You get to see where you're spending your money mostly. And then because you're tracking, then that makes you aware that, hey, every time you see a sale, it's not necessary for you to slide your card. It gives you also an awareness that you may be spending more than you ought to spend monthly or weekly, you know, and then that helps you then narrow yourself down or come back to, let's say, to a more reasonable spending, instead of just like spending, heaps amount of money here and there. The third money management strategy that you can incorporate this year is diversifying your finance. And what this means is like you are putting your money in different areas. So, for example, if I am making, let's say I'm making $500 a month, I can take that $500 and put it in different avenues for growth where I can get an extra income from that. Or diversifying also means that you have a side hustle where you're getting extra income coming from another avenue, not just the, your 9 to 5 job that you have, but you also have other avenues of income coming in. So that could be you doing a freelance business. That could be you, like I said, you doing a side hustle. You could be doing an Uber. You could be doing Instacart. You can be doing delivery. You can be doing so many things, just having extra or other incomes coming through. That's a form of diversifying your income. On the other side of that is if you take a certain percentage of your money and you invest it into different, let's say, different areas, that is another form of diversifying your income, where you're not just putting your money into one area, one bucket, but you have multiple buckets. For lack of explanation, you have different areas that you're putting your money where it has the potential of growth. Like for me, what I do is I have a saving account, and I also have, other areas that I'm putting my money, so it's not just quote unquote my savings that I have. I have other potential areas where growth can occur. So I put certain percentage there. And by doing that, I'm able to not just diversify, I'm also able to regenerate extra income from that. And I just feel like in the world that we live in today, we have to play smart. And sometimes we rely on the government to, as a way of building us as far as in wealth, like when we get older. But I just feel like I always say, I'm not depending on no government. I don't care how wonderful and lovely the government is. I just don't feel like I should give them that much of power over my finance or my future. I mean, in the States, I know that the retirement age is like, I believe 65, and it might be even going up to 70. So let's say if I have not, at the age that I'm at, if I have not diversified, I'm going to be working until 65 or even plus more, just to be able to get my quote unquote social security or quote unquote super funds and all of that. But that that in itself It's scary for me. I don't know about others, but I just find that to be scary because that is just literally me saying, okay, government, US government, Australian government, or whatever part of the world that you are, you have their you have the power to tell me when to stop working because this is the quote unquote time frame that if you want access to this money that we're saving for you, this is how long you have to work. Otherwise, you may not be able to access that money. However, if you then take the matter of your future in your own hands, as far as like when it comes to finance, saving towards, retirement early, or you start, diversifying your income, it gives you a lot chances for you retiring when you want to retire. It's not based on what the government is saying retirement is, quote unquote for you. So if you don't see it from that perspective, I kind of feel like a lot of people just rely on the government, like, okay, they're going to take care of me. Honey, sir, the possibility of that happening is very slim. I remember I used to have this mentality, to be honest. I'm just going to be transparent. Until I had a professor who literally told the entire class about the whole retirement shebang. He was just saying, at this age that you guys are, because that was like, I think that was my last year of my undergrad. So he was just giving us, one-on-one parent things that your parents supposed to teach you, but they didn't, or things that you know someone's supposed to teach you, but they really didn't because they themselves didn't know. And I mean, obviously, we don't, blame our parents for that or whatever, because you can only teach someone what you know. That's what I've come to realize. But anyways, going back, so he literally told us, and he was like, "You guys that you are about to graduate, do not rely on the government to be the one to, pretty much tell you when you can retire and when you can't retire. At this stage that you guys, a lot of you are about to get into areas of work. So my advice to you would be, even if you're making, let's say $200, take portion of that money and save it." And that literally have stuck with me since then. It's literally changed my whole perspective as far as, how I view money and just how I relate to money, and just have helped me put together a strategy for myself that I would be able to retire if I continue with the strategies that I've put in place and everything. So yeah, just that was just an example. But just looking at it from that perspective, and just saying it like, you can either wait for the government to tell you when you can retire, or you can make your own path and tell yourself when to retire, you know, and go from there and be, happy. It's left with you. And personally, for me, I'm going to have made the decision to, create a path of wealth for me. And by the grace of God, I'm trying to stick on that pathway, and we will see how it goes. I wish, a lot of us will really understand that, especially, for us millennials now. So many opportunities out here, but sometimes we don't really take advantage of it. We just go about life, but it is time for us to wake up and to start to think about the real issues, a real reality of life, because yeah, it's very important. So just keep in mind that all of these strategies that I presented to you all today, something that you can take with a grain of salt and just literally try to implement them where you think they are most important to you. So whatever is most important to you, you can implement any of these strategies. Obviously I'm not a financial guru. And I'm yeah, it's just things that I have learned, and I have tried to incorporate in my life because I've learned it from other, people that I felt like were successful in that area. So those are just things that I've seen how it worked for me. So that's what I felt like. Okay, I probably could also tell someone, of these strategies and see if they can implement it in their life or in their financial situation, and talk to the people that you need to talk to, especially your financial advisor. Because I feel like if you have a financial advisor, this should definitely be steering you in the direction of, savings. And not only that, this should also be educating you and giving you strategies in as far as like what to do with your money and all of that, because they're the expert. you know they're to help you um, navigate this whole financial journey. So obviously you're paying them, I hope. So because of that, they should definitely be educating you, or and giving you the best and the latest, information as far as like strategies for financial freedom. So yeah, we stop here. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for your support. And I look forward to talking to you guys soon, and continue to grow and be the best version of yourself. Bye for now.